in the morning. I'm sitting in there watching the gospel channel. It's on right now. 55-3 on the antenna. Okay. I come out here, stand beside that barrel, and I heard the coyotes fighting something down here. So I went back in the house and got my collars. I've got predator collars.
Right.
I thought I could call one up in the yard. When I did that, you see that opening right there? He come and stood right there. All right. I had 2 female dogs in heat back here. So right here's what I done. When he went to my dog, I come down on the steps like this right here.
Okay.
And he was standing right there. I've got my little dog in the kennel now to keep her from, getting pregnant. So I go up here with this stick. I walked over this way. I had a spotlight. Had this light here on, you see. I had it lit up back here. He was standing right there. And I said, get away from here. Get away. Because I thought he was going to kill my little dog.
Yeah.
Okay, I went back in the house. He went right back through there. 5 minutes later, my dog's cranked up again. Just tearing it up. I said, uh-oh. So this time I come out the back door. And I walked up through here. He was standing there again. It's the same place. And the dog was on this chain. And she got this chain wrapped around his foot. She's running all around doing this, doing this and that, and running between his legs and around. And she got that chain. So she got that chain wrapped around his foot. And he reached down and got his foot out of that chain. That's a welded chain.
Now,
okay? That's when I walked up to him right here. He was standing there. And I said, get away from here. And I punched him. I said, get away. Because I thought he was going to kill my dog. Okay, I went back in the house. He went right back out the same path again, right there.
Where's that path go to?
It goes down into the big timber and to a branch. And a road that goes up to a fish pond. There's a road that goes up to a fish pond. Well, I said, he's been here twice. Odds are he's coming back, so I dial 911. And I asked him, how fast can you get me an officer up here? I said, this thing's messing with me. I'm scared it's going to kill my dog. What if I had to kill this thing? And it's too humanoid. He's too precious to kill. I wouldn't kill one.
So
I would not kill one.
They look more human than ape.
Half and half. He had the same color skin I had. He had thin hair. Not like one of them bear hides over there, or deer head. But he had a beard, mustache, and a beard that was silver gray, like your hair.
Right.
Was a little bit yellow. Come all the way to his groin. But I could see that he was a male. And he looked like he had 6 fingers on each hand.
When I approached him here, human-like, or?
He had looked at me like he had 6 fingers on each hand. A thumb and 5 fingers.
And his thumb was like a human hand?
Yeah, it was just like this.
What about his teeth? When they wrapped in the chain, did he have like a human foot? Or?
He had a big bear foot. Like an elephant, bigger than an elephant's foot. He unwrapped that chain. And that's when I challenged him, right here. I challenged him right here with that stick. His belly button was so high, I punched him right above his navel. Okay? He left. I rough talked him. I said, get away from here. Get. He went back out that path. Okay? I said, odds are he's coming back. I called 911 and asked him to get an officer up here. But the problem was the police pulled their car plumb up to that path. I believe that deflected him from coming back. But the first time I seen him standing on them steps there, he come out and he brushed these limbs right here. Not them, not them, these.
So that's 9 feet right there, so he's hitting 10 like you said.
According to this one, when he hit this one, oh, he knocked these out of the way. But he hit this one. I just showed you on the tape measure how high that was. So I called 911. They didn't believe me. And I asked them, I asked the operator, I said, what if I had to kill this thing? I'm in fear for my dog's life. I had another dog there in that barrel. She was in heat.
Yeah.
I had 2 female dogs in heat. I think that played a part somehow in his appearing.
What, did he make any sounds? Or?
No. No. But I've heard them before. And been confronted with them. Well, he had some yellowish gray hair on him. Beautiful mustache, eyebrows real thick, gray, yellow gray. He had a face like a man's nose, just like my nose. And he didn't have no hair on his cheeks or below his eyebrows, and his beard started on each side. It come down straight. It wasn't kinky or curvy. It come all the way down to his groin. Because I got a good look at him there, then when I really got a good look at him the second time I come out.
So his physique, was he?
He was muscled up, but he wasn't fat. And his body fit his size. His size fit his body.
Any odor to him? Or?
It smelled a little like a skunk.
Yeah.
Smelled a little like a skunk. And
he had fingernails? Or?
Yeah, he had fingernails longer than mine. Have you ever seen a white skunk, how their white fur will be sort of yellow? That's the way his beard was.
Huh.
It's sort of dirty.
Yeah.
You know, a dirty gray turned into yellow, a yellowish gray. I think he understood I was not going to harm him. I just wanted him away from my little dog.
What about,
after he wrapped his foot around there, I said, that thing might kill my dog. I'm going to call 911.
what did his eyes, were they
Brown. Brown eyes.
And the nose, what was it?
He had a nose just like I did. Oh, me and you got.
Yeah.
It wasn't flat like no gorilla nose. It was just covered in different hair. And he had skimpy hair all over him. It wasn't as thick as this bear and hog. That's a hog out
Was
there.
it long or?
It's, up here it was long, coming down.
But on
here.
his arms it was?
It wasn't, maybe 2 inches. You could see the color of his skin, especially right here in the belly. That's where I punched him.
Yeah.
Not in that beard, not in his belly button. You could see through the skimpy hair what color he was.
Yeah.
And his skin looked the same color as mine, but his hands now were brown looking.
Yeah.
And he had the fingers, man.
They was long. And
I believe he had 6 fingers on each hand.
how,
I don't
compared
know.
to my hand, how big? Much bigger, twice as big? Or?
Twice. He could have snapped me in two. He could have broke my neck. He could have picked me up and slammed me and stomped my brains out. But I knew he wouldn't.